Crystal Thompson here for Studio Caddy. I am so excited today because there's a new release and we are celebrating Studio Caddy's birthday. For this card, let me show you some of the new releases. So we're going to be using the Birthday Balloons Duo. This is 2 stencils in 1. I can't wait to show you how to use these guys. Then we're going to do some masking using the Studio Caddy Creative Dies, and this is European Window. This is European Window. And then for our sentiment, we're going to be using the It's Your Birthday. This is a smaller stamp set. However, it is a beautiful script along with some really fun sentiments. And for embellishments, we're using the Studio Caddy Silver Fever Fusion. These are gorgeous assortment of silver sequins, and they're really quite pretty. So let's get started. All right, friends, so let's get started. We're going to begin with our card panel. This is going to be the first layer. This is going to be the layer that sits on top. And then we have our mask. And I'm going to tell you what, I created this mask. So this is 110 pound Nina. And then I have my creative die. So what essentially I did was went and die cut the window and set it aside. And I actually like to set it aside and put it behind so I could use it for a different time. But with that being said, I have it as a window and we're going to be using that to mask the rest of this. So with that, we are going to grab a piece of purple tape. We're going to flip this around and we are going to center this piece of cardstock to the other. So when you're die cutting, be sure that your die cut is centered, and that way when you use it as a mask, it is also centered. So we're going to just use pieces of purple tape to hold down this card base. And now we are ready to put this together. So we're going to bring in our Birthday Balloons Duo and we are going to place this on top, and then we're going to grab more of our purple tape and we are going to flip, use purple tape or painter's tape. Painter's tape is a little thicker and a little more cost effective. And we're going to flip that back. All right, so I have 3 selections of ink colors. These are Catherine Pooler ink, so these are a premium dye ink, and these are going to be our color selections. We're going to begin with a blender. I'm going to grab Aquatini, which is a kind of a minty teal color. Make sure you get that nice and covered. All right. Now we're going to remove that. We are going to color that. So be sure to stay within your color selections. That way you don't have different balloons, and you could do some ombre balloons if you choose to. I'm going to color this one with Sweet 16, and it's going to mix with my Aquatini. We're going to repeat up here. And it's just going to be a really pretty ombre 2-tone balloon. All right, we're going to move just to the side. Now we have 2 balloons. And by adding some of the tape, let me show you, it's going to allow our stencil to stick down and not to move. So we're going to just kind of layer these guys on top. All right. We're going to come back with our Sweet 16. Be sure to get a clean brush or clean your brush in between layering of the balloons. Make sure that's going to be straight and that's going to stick. I'm going to do 1. I'm going to do 2 and 3 and 4. Then we're going to move on to Daydream, which is a darker teal. This is, I guess this would be the darker to the Aquatini. It has a little bit more of a blue hue. And you can use whatever ink colors you'd like. You can even use similar colors. We're going to cover it using this big balloon right here on the edge with the Daydream. This is going to be really fun because it's going to layer on top of each other. And then on the ones that I use some of that purple, I'm just gonna do partial, and that way we have an ombre color changing balloon within that. Okay, I'm gonna remove it so I can show you what this is starting to look like. And then I feel like we need to use a couple balloons there. So we're just gonna place this here. Gonna grab that Daydream. There we go. Let's try this one. This big one right here. We're gonna do the Aquatini in the bottom because I have Daydream, because I have that darker color up here. I'm gonna stick to this down here. And then I'm going to grab the lighter shade, which is Aquatini, and cover that. And then we're gonna blend those two together. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove the mask, and now you have a beautiful masked balloon within that square from the European window, and we are ready to start layering our card. All right, guys, so we're gonna begin putting our card together. So I have my card base ready to go, and then I have a piece of cardstock, and I was trying to match the colors from this to that. So when you're selecting your cardstock, be sure to try to find something that's gonna match your ink. So I'm gonna put that down, and I'm leaving a little bit of an edge on this, and then I put adhesive on the back of this, and we're gonna place it again centered, and this is just gonna be a tiny little sliver of color on the edge instead of a full blown clean and simple. All right, so I have my piece of scrap cardstock here for my sentiment, and I'm going to be using the It's Your Birthday, and we're doing the Wishing You the Best Day Ever. So I have it right on my acrylics block. We are going to grab the same color, which is going to be Aquatini. I have Aquatini right here. We are going to stamp the sentiment. I'm going to ink that up, then stamp it. All right, guys, so we have our strip, and all we're gonna do is simply place some foam adhesive. So I'm gonna turn that around, I'm gonna bring in my roll, and I like to trim little pieces of this and make them nice and thin. So I'm gonna cut it first from the roll, then I'm gonna come in with my scissors and strip it. All right, guys, so I have stamped my strip, and I've cut it out, and then I place a little bit of foam adhesive on the back, and I'm going to place this simply quite at the bottom just to cover it just a little bit, but not enough to cover the entire masking that we did. Then we're going to come in with our fusion. These are the Silver Fever Fusions, and I'm going to attach these with some clear Nuvo drops. You can use the Studio Cadia glue. Seriously. Once I've added my glue droplets, I'm going to come in with my Crystal Katana to grab these beautiful sequins. And there are so much. Can you see how pretty and iridescent these guys are? It's not your normal silver sequins. So these are called the Silver Fever Fusion. Totally different than what's out there currently on the market. And this is a new release from Studio Cadia for June as we celebrate birthdays. And look at that. How fun is that? Super clean, super pretty. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tutorial. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a sweet comment below. Hop on over to the blog. I'm sure there's some giveaways. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Crystal Thompson for Studio Cadia. Have a great day.